What's good with y'all folks? I mean, my folks, my fam. Hey, look, check this out. It's Sunday. Hey, another fucking rapper, I think he died because Boosie gave a shout out to him. He was from Texas. He fucked with J. Prince Jr. and shit. Like, I hope he didn't. I don't know the status of Yellow Breezy. But I just posted this video because, like, people need to understand, like, Uber drivers and Lyft drivers and delivery drivers and all drivers be going through hell. Be going through hell dealing with fuck niggas. Cause I know I done put a driver through hell or some shit. Like, just as far as with ordering food. And so I put together a compilation of all kind of crazy ass clips. I mean, I got fights, I got all kind of shit. And the thing about it is, when I reach 10,000 views, or maybe like 20 or 30,000 views, I got a special, if any of you guys have heard of a job called Quick Shift, I got a special video to where I'm getting into it with the security guard, almost fighting, getting racially discriminated, calling the police. Like, it's a crazy ass video. And once I get like to 20 or 30,000 views, I'll probably post it. Anyways, some of these clips are my clips that I went through dealing with fuck niggas. And these are just random clips anyway. You already know what the deal is, fam. It's Sunday. We on our way to Monday. We gonna get this shit someday. Started off Sunday, it's gonna end with a Monday. You dig what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and rock out for this week. It's just starting. Man, it's pressure out here, man. You know what, man? These fuck niggas be out here doing this shit, man. These niggas ain't. That's why these niggas can't. You niggas ain't built like rough talk, man. You niggas ain't looking rough, really with the rough shits. You niggas be with some fuck shit. You dig what I'm saying? Understand, when you fucking with me, we family. And I'ma ride for that ass. Just like I know you gonna ride for me. I don't know. Somebody just commented on one of my videos. I was just saying, man, people be trying to talk shit, man. Tighten up with that shit, man. You already know what the deal is, man. Tighten up. Tighten up. You gotta catch flight, baby. Alright, y'all, man. I ain't trying to talk niggas to death. Look, go ahead, check this out. Let me know what y'all think. Comment, subscribe, all that good shit. Y'all know how we doing it, baby. Rough talk. We a family, baby. A family, nigga.
I'm sorry. This gentleman's recording me right now, and it's against New York State law to record me. I'm actually on the corner. Hello.
I can record too, buddy.
I'm actually on the corner.
I got anxiety. You done killed my shit because you want to play fucking music. You want to listen to this boring ass fucking preaching shit. Fucking motherfuckers like you. That's so fucking. Yo, I gotta
No. Hello. No, I don't believe this. Hello. We got in a fucking Uber cab.
Just to fucking argue over fucking.
He stopped, and he's actually recording me against my will. I'm gonna sit here and wait for the. There's no injuries, but I'm being charged. I stopped only asking for music. I don't want to have any issues or any situations, but the gentleman is recording me without my consent. So definitely, I'm gonna stay here until you guys get here, and I'm not getting out of his vehicle until you get here. And I'm going to start recording him until you get here.
Oh my God, over music.
All I did was ask for music, man. My name is Robert T.
The extra.
I don't know what else.
Job.
917 348 9972. 348-9972. And I feel racially profiled.
Yeah.
Being that we're doing this, I feel racially profiled. You want to record this? Racially profiled. Racially profiled.
I'll stand in front of you.
Racially profiled because I'm not black. You picked the right one today. You definitely picked the right one today. And I'm not hanging up with the cops until they get here. I'm not hanging up with the cops until they get here, man. I don't want to hang up with you for my safety. Charges. I'm in the vehicle right now.
Oh my God, why are you acting?
Why you took the camera?
No, you don't understand. My anxiety is music. My fucking anxiety is going crazy. Fuck that. I can end up in the hospital having a heart attack over this motherfucker don't want to play fucking music. No, I'm dead ass serious. I'm trying to be calm. My anxiety is going crazy right now. I need to be born in that motherfucking hospital right there.
Man, all I did was just ask if crazy, y'all. On my ride. you know, just to have music on my ride. And
So
he
you
told
must
me,
not
no,
have.
that
I'm
was
recording
that.
too, so
And
it's
then
fine.
he pulled over.
Candy
You must
camera.
not have
I'm being
a
charged.
lifeline about
I'm
that.
being
Because you
recorded.
just wanna just
And
stop.
Waste 20 minutes.
New York
Not
State
even
For no reason.
Is it because we're gay?
All because we asked for music?
Is it because we're gay?
You know you fucked up.
Is it you?
I'm not leaving this vehicle. I'm not leaving this vehicle
Is it
until the
good?
police
No.
get here.
He knows he's fucked
Look at
up.
my camera.
Completely
He's on my camera. I'm recording
You
his
picked the right
phone.
person
If you
because I ain't
record
going
us,
nowhere
I'm
until the
recording.
cops get here.
It's just
I hope you know that.
lovable.
It was
sweetheart.
only music I
Lovable.
requested for.
Donald B's camera.
I'm not leaving this car. If this guy does anything that threatens my life, I have to defend myself. So I want to stay on the phone with you
Cab driver.
because I'm a little fearful.
He's a cab driver. No, my God,
That's completely
where your
understandable.
co-workers? No, they're not.
Okay.
This motherfucker
Okay.
act up. It's not our
Okay.
fault. All we did was ask music.
I'm actually
You
parked
just- you
on
don't
the
like
corner
us.
right now. It looks like I'm next
Oh
to
my
a
God,
full
no.
7-Eleven.
No.
Look at his face.
Yes, I am.
Robert.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm just gonna be very cooperative.
Hello.
I'm not gonna. There's no need to be argumentative or
We
anything.
never
I'm
even
just
went
being
through this
calm
shit in
and, you know,
Miami.
I just asked for music. That's the
Why
only thing I
fuck we
asked
going
for.
through this shit
Actually.
in here?
But I'll definitely wait for
New York.
assistance because I think this
Because
is
you know
very
why?
illegal right now.
New York is good.
Thank you.
Everyone that lives in New York is stressed.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
For my time.
You know that you're illegally recording me, right? So I'm gonna make sure while you're recording this that you never have a job as a Lyft driver again. Not only do I work for City MD, I have another alternative
Only
job.
because
I
of
am going
music.
to make sure that you never have a job as a fucking driver again. You piece of shit. Hello?
Can we get out? I feel really uncomfortable.
Yes, hi. I'm actually waiting for the police right now.
No, I want to get out. I don't feel comfortable.
Yes, I'm with your driver right now, and if your calls, if everything is recorded when you come in the vehicle, the only thing I did is when I entered the vehicle, I asked the gentleman if he
about
had
music?
music. And the
Music.
gentleman told me no, very abruptly. So I asked him,
That
do you
was
have music? Are
music.
you sure? And he got really defensive.
Oh my God.
Maybe because I'm not black or anything like that, but the gentleman is he stopped on the corner. I had to call the police. I've been a Lyft driver for a very long time. I am going to file a lawsuit on you guys because I had to stop my day because your driver assumed because I guess the color of my complexion wasn't black
He's weird.
that I asked for music and it was a problem. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the police, but I'm going to take you guys to court. You do know that, right? Oh, I'm completely calm. I'm 100% calm. I'm just not leaving this vehicle until the police get here because I was charged $8.01 for just asking for music. Sir, again, you're calling me. You asked me a question and I answered it. Am I right? I'm sorry, but I'm sitting at a corner right now. Your driver pulled over. All I asked for was music. That's the only thing I asked for. And the Lyft, it's in your policy that I could request music. It actually connects to my Spotify. It's in your policy. So that's actually a contract. So I'm on a recorded line and you're assuming that I'm being negative. And I'm not. I'm actually speaking to you in a very low tone and talking to you very calmly. And you're telling me that I'm being abrupt? I'm waiting for the police. I'm not being racist. Your gentleman's being racist because all I asked for was music. And he aggressively told me no and decided to pull over on the corner. So to protect myself as a citizen, I know my legal rights. And I'm waiting for the police. I'm sorry, but the thing is that your gentleman's right now recording me illegally. Record him recording me so I can have that on document. Do me a favor, babe. No problem, but I'm not getting out this car until my Lyft gets here and it's free. You're gonna reimburse me my $8.01, and I'm not leaving until this guy gets sent home. I will definitely wait for the police and this call is recorded.
Text your co-workers. Tell them that we're going through this right now.
How am I being racist? I definitely want you to ask me, how am I being racist by asking for music? What's racist about asking for music? You tell me, no. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm telling you again, I did my job as a citizen and I called the police. I'm not leaving this car. Sir, I'm not giving you anything until the police get here, until I can identify who you are. Yes. And I'm waiting for the police because I'm not going to sit here and be discriminated against because all I asked for was music. I came out of a gay club and your driver's racist against gay people. 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 Again, sir, you're being very argumentative. If you're calling from the headquarters and this is a recorded line, I am going to sue Lyft for everything that's going on, and I'm going to put this on the next social media. I'm not leaving because they charge me. I'm not leaving until the cops get here. 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 Because I'm going to file a police report. And after I file a police report, I'm going to go to court. Yep, because you're calling me and you're going to tell me as a representative, you don't even know what's going on. If you're trying to figure out the situation, I'm calm. I'm telling you that I called the police to protect myself because I know my legal rights as an American citizen that voted for Trump, a legal citizen that voted for Trump and sat here and came into your vehicle and asked for music. That's all I asked for was music. And your driver pulled over, got very offensive, and decided to whatever little message he sent you without even consent on recording me. And I'm going to tell you this now, if he continues to record me, my lawsuit's going to get bigger. I'm not going to stop talking, you piece of shit. You're going to tell me to stop talking? Fuck you. I'm going to wait for the police. I'm not leaving until the cops get here. I'm going to make his night a living hell. You picked the right one because I work very good, buddy. You picked the right one. Yo, boo, tell me why I'm in a Lyft and the nigga fucking pulled over. He pulled over. Hold on. The nigga's recording me without my consent because the Lyft, because I asked for music and he's recording me. Look, he's recording me. So you can see. No. He stopped because he assumed because all I asked for was music that he got mad. I am, but we're waiting for the police because this faggot charged me. I'll see you in a few. All right.
Let this motherfucker
I'm not letting this piece of shit go.
Let him go.
The police is right there. I'm not letting this motherfucker go.
Hello.
I'm not letting this piece of shit go.
I'm American. Hello. These motherfuckers don't want to stop because, oh my God. Hello. Let this motherfucking nigga go.
I'm not letting him go.
Let him go.
Could I say one thing?
I'm not letting him go till the cops get here because I'm in my legal right.
Could I say one
thing?
thing?
This nigga recorded me and all I asked for was music.
Alright, could I say one thing?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
There's a sign right there on the door that said that you will be recorded.
No, completely understandable.
Thank you.
But you're recording me right now. We'll be recorded as the ride goes. You're recording me without my consent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record you and let you know because I'm going to put this on the media. This gentleman right here, this gentleman, look at his face really good because it's going on News 12. This gentleman right here is recording me without my consent. He literally called Uber because I asked for music. I asked for music. This gentleman right here, this happy gentleman right here. And then I was called by Uber because they were upset. This gentleman. I'm not leaving. I'm going to make your night a living hell until the cops get here. Because you decided to record me?
You don't have a
or
night.
because I asked for music? Okay.
He
Know
does
that.
not have a night.
Know that. I'm going to call the police
Motherfucker,
again.
This is his living. He don't have a life.
I'm going to call the police again. You picked the right one. I'm really glad. All that Black Lives Matter it's bullshit. Know that. Hello? I'm waiting for police assistance. I'm still at 90. Where am I at, Julie?
Ask the fucking driver.
I don't want to ask this piece of shit. I'm at 96th Street and 2nd Avenue. I've been waiting for police assistance. I was stopped by an Uber driver and illegally charged because I only asked for music, which is part of my contract with Lyft. And the driver pulled over for some reason and got upset. I've been waiting for police assistance because I was illegally charged. He pulled over only because I asked for music. I was never irate or anything. I contacted police. I've been waiting. I was contacted by Lyft as well, and I was told that I'm racist because I called the police. So I need assistance because I'm not getting out of this guy's car until assistance get here. And the thing is that this gentleman is recording me on his personal phone without my consent. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Over
And I'm not
music.
getting out this car
Over
until
music.
police get here.
Over
And my
fucking
money's
music.
refunded.
Oh my
It's
God.
Yuli, it's a Kia Optima. I'm sitting parked on the corner. I'm not getting out this guy's car. Kia Optima. No weapons or injuries, no threats or anything like that. But my name is Ortiz and I feel racially profiled. 917-348-9972. Yes, I made a call already and I've been waiting for police assistance. I have not gotten police assistance. I completely understand that, but if the situation gets irate, I'm trying to protect myself as a legal citizen of New York State.
There's bigger crimes happening right now. So let him go.
Okay. I'm not letting this piece of shit go. This piece of shit decided to record me. This piece of shit decided to fucking put me on blast because all I asked for was music because he decided to say no. Because he said, I bet you if I was black and Black Lives Matter, he would have put the music on. Fuck Black Lives Matter. Every fucking life matters. This is the state of New York. This is the United States. Every fucking life matters. It doesn't matter what complexion you are, what sexual orientation you are. This piece of shit decided to record me because he got upset because I'm sitting in an Uber. No, fuck that. Because I requested music. Fuck that. I'm not going to be irate. I pay my taxes for these piece of shits. Fuck this piece of shit. Fuck this piece of shit. Fuck this piece of shit. I want you to know that clearly. One more time. Fuck you. You can record me as much as you want. I'm not moving and I'm not waiting until my police get here. I pay my taxes. So I hope you have a night ready because my boss already gave me the night off. So I'm going to sit here all night. Act like you know. So I hope you're ready. I'm going to make sure that you never have a Lyft job again. I really hope you know that. I'm going to contact the news when I get home and I'm going to contact everything else I need to do. All I asked for was music. Mind you, he has music and I'm going to record this. All I asked for was music. He has a working radio. Working radio. Look at this. Working radio because he wants to record. So I'm going to put the phone in his face. On purpose. On purpose. I'm going to put the phone in his face. On purpose.
This is what happens when you get kicked out of a bar. This is what it's like when they got to kick you out of a bar and you get too drunk. This is when they put you on the juice. Oh my God, this shit is hilarious. I love LA. This is the best part about being in LA. You get to see the funny stuff in the world. I'm waiting for my order and in the middle I'm seeing somebody get kicked out of the bar. It's hilarious. Whoa, he wild. He on. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Whoa. Y'all back up, y'all. Watch out.
Whoa now. Whoa now. Whoa now, buddy. Hey, calm down, bro. Yeah, because this being recorded. Don't worry. We all out there. Detain him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Calm down, man. Calm
down. Basta. Stop.
Calm down. You got it? Keep him in the third. Keep him locked.
Stop.
Calm down, man. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, bro. You're doing too much. Calm down.
Stop.
You ain't doing nothing, bro. Calm down.
Stop.
Ain't nobody letting you go, bro. Calm down.
Stop.
Ain't nobody letting you go. Calm down, bro.
Hey,
Calm down. No. Calm down, bro.
Stop. Don't touch it.
Calm down, man. No, he ain't gonna calm down. Hold on. I'm coming down. Relax, let me go. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. I'm not gonna hit you. Okay. I'm not gonna hit you.
Martin Luther King is here.
I'm not gonna hit you. Yeah.
How dare you? Should we destroy the earth? Should we destroy him? Mr. President, this is a mic check. Get out of here.
Keep recording. Give me your phone. I'm gonna go over there. Yo, these niggas is fighting, bro. Bow, buddy getting mopped. Ooh, World Star. Hey, yo, this is right outside of the Gunner show. We can't even see it. Gunner here tonight. Niggas getting gunned down. Ooh, niggas getting knocked out beast mode. Ooh, this is a cold world. Cold world. Ooh, shit. Boom. Look at this big ass massacre. This is crazy. Hey, Gunna performer tonight. I ain't Young Thug artist got it popping out here tonight. You know what I'm talking about? Gunna got it popping out here tonight. Boy.
Two guys beat
Boy.
the fuck out of all 6 of them.
Oh my God. You hear good commentary. 206. Oh my God. And look, pick up your stuff, bro. It was a long night.
Ah, they fucked you up.
Hey, Gunna out here
You
tonight.
guys fucked all you guys up.
Gunna.
Roberto Chicas faces reconstructive surgery for the fractures he suffered to his face during an unprovoked attack by his Uber driver. The driver, 26-year-old Patrick Caraja, allegedly picked up the victim and 2 of his friends from outside a bar after a fun night of drinking. However, what the 3 had thought was going to be the ride home at the end of the night turned into a tragic event that would extend their outing all the way into the morning. Once on the road, the passengers noticed that the Uber driver Caraja appeared to be driving a longer than necessary route. This subsequently meant they'd have to pay a larger bill at the end of the trip. When the passengers spoke out against Caraja's not-so-clever trick, he became enraged and sparked a heated dispute. After a while, Caraja became so irritated he stopped his car in the middle of an intersection and forced the trio out of his vehicle. Once the victim was out of the vehicle, Caraja struck him on the side of his head with a hammer and then sped off. When police arrived, they reportedly found Roberto Chica slipping in and out of consciousness, lying face down on the sidewalk, suffering from severe fractures and trauma to the head. Caraja was later arrested at his home in Pacifica. While on trial in the San Francisco Superior Court, Caraja pleaded not guilty to the charges of assault with a deadly weapon and battery with serious bodily injury. He is currently free on a $125,000 bail. At about 1:15 p.m. Monday, Ryan Simonetti, CEO of New York-based company Convene, had finished up a series of successful meetings near the Verizon Center and were planning to take an Uber car to their company's new offices to celebrate their eventful day. As they approached their Uber car, they spotted a DC taxi inspector interrogating the driver. After the driver appeared to pass the inspector's standards, Simonetti got into the front seat, and his colleagues got into the back seat, and the inspector walked back to his vehicle. While on the drive, Simonetti noticed that their ride was being tailed by the taxi inspector himself. When questioned, the Uber driver reassured the group by saying, "Oh no, he's not a real cop," followed up by adding, "I'm sorry, we're gonna have to run this red light." The Uber driver then sped into a street tunnel, jumped a few lanes, and proceeded to race down the highway. But his trickery was not enough to shake the persistent inspector, who turned his emergency lights on and continued chase. Ryan Simonetti and his colleagues were yelling at the driver throughout, asking him to just slow down enough so that they could jump out of the car. The driver, he said, narrowly missed hitting other cars multiple times, but insisted that if he stopped, he would get a $2,000 fine. It was like an episode of Cops, Simonetti said, who according to him was only able to stop the Uber driver by telling the driver, "Here's two options. You take this exit or I'm going to knock the side of your head in. If we crash, but you're gonna kill us anyway." The driver pulled onto an exit ramp. The taxi inspector had been following the car pulled ahead of the Uber car so the driver couldn't pass. The three passengers hastily made their escape, and the Uber driver turned around and went the wrong way up the exit ramp. However, he didn't make it far before being stopped by actual police officers. If the inspector discovered the driver was making an unauthorized pickup, the Uber driver could have had his car impounded and faced a fine, though not one as steep as $2,000. The Uber driver's misinformation paired with the surprise inspection caused his knee-jerk reaction, which led to the car chase. Instead, if the driver simply would have showed he was there because the passengers had ordered him through the app, he likely would not have faced any repercussions. An Uber driver taking a man from Philadelphia to New York was given quite a rude awakening when he asked one of his passengers to relieve him from behind the wheel so he could catch up on some long-needed sleep, only to be jolted awake to find the passenger had crashed and totaled the car while fleeing police. Juan Carlos hired Uber driver Corey Robinson to take him back to a college in Herkimer, New York. Once they were about 2 hours into the trip, a sleepy Robinson asked Carlos to take the wheel of his 2016 Hyundai Sonata so that he could grab a quick nap. Police said Carlos had willingly agreed to drive without a valid license, but Robinson claimed he was shown a Pennsylvania license with Juan Carlos' name on it, so he trusted him to drive. State troopers monitoring traffic speed on Interstate 81 attempted to pull over Carlos after clocking him going 86 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. Robinson said that after napping for less than an hour, he suddenly awoke from the speed of the car, believing the car was leaving the ground. Any and all attempts to stop the car by the troopers were flaunted when Carlos gunned it instead. Carlos eventually lost the cops, but soon lost control and plowed the car into a guardrail in the town of Colesville. Corey and Robinson, who suffered minor injuries from the crash, were then taken into police custody. Robinson was released without charges, while Carlos was charged with unlawfully fleeing a police officer in a motor vehicle in the third degree, driving without a license, and several other traffic violations. After a late-night outing, one woman was given the fright of her life when her Uber ride turned out to be more of an Uber kidnapping attempt. The woman's ordeal began when she ordered an Uber after a night out. She got in the front seat of what was thought to be the Uber she had requested. Nothing seemed out of place, she claimed. She was greeted nicely as usual by the driver, who then proceeded to navigate toward her home. Halfway home, the nice ride took a deadly turn when a man hiding in the back, who the lady had not previously noticed, attempted to wrap a rope-like object around her neck, tightening it with what can only be concluded as an attempt to strangle her. The woman thought quickly, throwing the side door open and hurling herself out of the moving vehicle. After suffering serious injuries, including a severely sprained ankle, she had to walk the remaining extra kilometers back to her estate, where she was able to call her son in emergency services. It was later learned that the men who gave her a ride were in no way associated with Uber, leaving police without any leads, with the men still roaming free. Using Uber's ride-sharing option, Struther says she flew into Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport from New York Thursday night for the holiday weekend and used Uber's ride-sharing option. Using Uber's ride-sharing option, two strangers at the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport met to split an Uber ride. When the two passengers got into the car, they both noticed the Uber driver was aggressively talking to herself. The ride itself did not improve. The driver was angry and swerving erratically. When the driver arrived at Struther's destination, both her and the other passenger got out, reasoning to the driver that she didn't feel comfortable riding along anymore. According to Struther, the Uber driver took immense offense to this, started yelling, became violent, and even snatched one of their phones just to smash it on the ground. While in her fit of rage, the driver sped off, hitting both her and the other woman. Struther bounced off to the side, landing on her duffel bag while the other flew over the hood. A nearby witness in a shopping plaza who saw the incident said the driver hit them and kept driving, leaving them broken in the streets. The two women suffered fractured backs, necks, and multiple broken bones. Uber later issued a statement saying, This incident was already brought to our attention through our two-way feedback loop that requires the rider to rate the driver and vice versa. Through that, we began an investigation and the driver was deactivated. Although for Talasha Struther, simply firing her wasn't enough. Struther said she won't be satisfied until the driver is behind bars. Officers responded to reports of a male driver striking two people in the Greater Toronto area. 42-year-old Mohammed Mahbub al-Hakay was arrested at the scene and charged with 1 count of assault. The next day, one of the victims posted a video to YouTube, which clearly captures Hakay's aggressive assault toward at least one of the 3 women involved. It begins with gut-wrenching screams from a woman being violently pulled out of the passenger seat of a car by a man, who slams the car door behind her. The voice of another woman, likely filming the incident, confronts the driver, while a third woman is heard calling police. Mariah Mughal, the woman featured in the video, said she, her 2 friends, and an 11-year-old girl ordered an Uber around 6:30 p.m. from her downtown condo, with the intentions of taking the group out to a restaurant. Once they all loaded into the car, Mughal said she tried to direct the driver to take an alternate route in order to avoid traffic. Mohammed Hakay begrudgingly followed their instructions, but not before shouting racial and sexist slurs at the women. During the ride, he became progressively angrier, while complaining about how much money he was losing as a result of taking this detour. Blinded by his anger, Hakay accidentally passed the correct address by a few blocks, and upon realizing his mistake, told them to get out. After a brief exchange, Mughal caught the driver taking their picture as they exited the car, and got back inside to confront the man. The driver, who prior to this was ecstatic with rage, became quiet, calmly walked over to the other side of the vehicle and physically beat her in an attempt to remove her from his car. Mughal's friends were able to capture the assault on camera right as the driver got out. He dug his fingernails in her arm, ripped her out of the vehicle and tossed her to the ground, fracturing her finger and bruising her knees. Uber Canada said they have since removed Hakay from their platform and have made a public statement deeming his actions as unacceptable. 27-year-old Talika White says she was dragged out of her Uber driver's minicab, punched twice in the face, and called a series of racial slurs by none other than the Uber driver himself. The driver allegedly smashed her face into the ground after she was sent flying by the second blow. The mother of a 4-year-old son told police she is unsure why he became so aggressive, but said his aggression started after a slight miscommunication over where to drop off her friend. The 2 women had ordered the Uber after a night out in Croydon Town Center on a Saturday night. When the ride arrived, the 3 agreed to make 2 stops. Apparently the driver was polite at first, but became increasingly more rude during the journey when her friend told him he had missed the turn to her house. After finally dropping off the friend, the driver then turned his aggression toward Talika White and started to insult, accusing the friend of purposefully giving him the wrong directions. Although frightened, Miss White decided to continue with the Uber ride, hoping his resentment would be contained to only verbal assault. Unfortunately, she was not so lucky. Once he pulled out front of Miss White's destination, the driver took it upon himself to help her exit the vehicle, and as expected, this was not a friendly gesture. The driver swung the door open, grabbed Miss White by her hair, and dragged her to the dirt sidewalk, where he swung a couple angry punches into her sides and face. After the incident was over, the driver ran to his car and sped off, leaving her bloody and beaten at the end of her parents' driveway. Luckily, she didn't receive any serious injuries, with the worst of her injuries being a black eye. However, the part that must sting the most is that Uber refused to refund her for the terrible journey. A 29-year-old woman in the Los Angeles area has claimed she will be suing Uber after her driver sucker punched her in the face, shattering her jaw during a heated argument, all of which she was smart enough to record on her phone. The alleged attack happened in the early hours of New Year's Day. Crystal Ortiz, the attackee, and her friend had arranged for an Uber ride after an eventful night of drinking at a Hollywood party. While on the way home, Ortiz and her friend had their conversation cut short when the driver suddenly began shouting at her due to his extreme disliking of their topic of choice. Eventually, the driver refused to reason with the 2 girls, calling them confrontational. At this point, Crystal Ortiz took out her phone and started recording the scenario. Eventually, the driver kicked her out of the car by punching her as hard as he could directly in the jaw. While Ortiz was dazed, the driver ran around the car and punched her in the face again, shattering her jaw. When cops arrived, the driver tried to spin a tale that Ortiz herself was the one who assaulted him, and he was simply defending himself. The cops, of course, didn't buy this for even a second, and he was promptly arrested. Ortiz had to be rushed to the hospital for emergency reconstructive surgery on her jaw. She has since made a full recovery, but has made an official statement claiming she will be pursuing civil and criminal action against both Uber and the driver. Be careful what information you relay to your driver, because you can never truly know what kind of person they are. For example, they could be an avid house burglar, which is one lesson a Denver woman was unfortunate enough to learn firsthand. 51-year-old Uber driver Gerald Montgomery picked up an unidentified Denver woman to drive her to the airport. However, on the way to the airport, the lady revealed that she would be out of town for a few days. Seizing the opportunity, Montgomery returned to her home with the intent of burglarizing her. Luckily for the Denver woman, the thief's devious plan was thwarted when he found out that the house he just illegally entered was already keeping company. The woman's roommate was home at the time. Authorities say Montgomery was unaware that the woman lived with anyone else. When he saw someone was home, he left. Not before the roommate was able to call the police. He was taken into custody the next afternoon on suspicion of attempted second-degree burglary. It was later discovered that Montgomery was previously charged with rape, kidnapping, and other charges for allegedly strangling and sexually assaulting a woman. Patrick Aiello, a 39-year-old South Carolina 6th grade teacher who moonlights as a driver for Uber, faces charges of kidnapping and sexually assaulting a female passenger. Aiello picked up the 23-year-old alleged female victim and her male companion from a nightclub in Isle of Palms on a Sunday night. The two passengers' initial plan was for the two to be dropped off at the man's downtown home, where the lady would then walk herself home. But once dropped off, the woman realized she was far too intoxicated, decided she didn't want to walk home alone, and asked Aiello to drive her to her residence a few blocks away. Instead of driving her home, Aiello drove around until the woman noticed that they weren't in her neighborhood. Terrified, the passenger questioned if Aiello was lost, who simply responded by informing her she needed to pay him back for the ride in sexual favors. When she offered Aiello money and begged him to let her exit the car, he yelled at her and demanded sex. He then stopped the car alongside an apparently empty highway and moved into the back seat where he allegedly assaulted her. Afterward, he kicked her out of the vehicle and drove off, abandoning her. The woman, afraid, disoriented, and bruised, ran for help, but was accidentally struck by a car on the highway in the process. Later in the hospital, she told the staff that she'd been assaulted by an unknown man. The police investigation led straight back to Patrick Aiello, who was also later picked out of a lineup. Aiello, upon being arrested, did not deny that the two had been sexually active together. He did, however, deny that it was anything other than consensual. He told detectives that after the two made a casual connection through conversation, he stopped the car along the highway, then kissed the woman and performed oral sex on her before regretting his decision and kicking her to the literal curb.